As you know, we spent last week at E3 2018 and the event went over pretty well. The Entertainment Software Association, which runs E3, has revealed that 69,000 people attended the event this year. This includes the 15,000 members of the general public who bought passes online, making it only the second E3 to include regular gamers. Mark your calendars because E3 2019 is scheduled to take place from June 11th to 13th, once again in the Los Angeles Convention Center. After E3 wrapped up, Activision held their latest Call of Duty World League Global Open event in the Anaheim Convention Center. More than 150 teams from North America, Europe, and the Asia-Pacific region participated, with the team Rise Nation taking home the trophy and earning the title of CWL Anaheim Open Champions. The 2018 Call of Duty World League Championship will come to an end in August. That was an incredible E3, and I want to give a special shout out to Baruti, Bear Safi, who joined us at EXP, and we streamed live. We also had lots of people from the Vancouver area come down and join us, which was incredible. It was an experiment, which I think was pretty successful, and I think we're going to plan for that a little bit earlier next time, give you guys a lot more heads-up notice. It was also surreal to see people wearing the EPN t-shirts, which we made for the very first time. So thank you to all of those that bought one of those and wore them proudly. It was really cool to see that. I managed to hand out a few of them to some of the EPN team members, and I gave one to Greg Miller, who's been an incredible supporter of what we do here and always has me on Kind of Funny as well. But E3 was filled with lots of great things, and we're going to be talking with our friends Ben Silverman, Jose Sanchez, Steve Tilley, and I'm waiting to hear if Raju is going to join us as well. So stick around for that or watch the archive of that when you've got some time. Let's move on. Disney and Pixar had a very incredible weekend thanks to the new Incredibles film. The new movie Incredibles 2 earned a better than expected $180 million domestically over the weekend, making it the 8th best opening weekend of all time in North America and the biggest ever for an animated movie. Worldwide, the film is doing just as well and has so far earned almost $250 million. The Pixar films usually do pretty well at the box office, but the fact that Incredibles 2 is also a superhero movie obviously helped given the popularity of the genre. I was a little bit concerned about this movie. I thought 14 years was a huge time to not have a sequel, and I've always felt that Incredibles, the Incredibles film, the first one, deserved a sequel. These are incredible characters, no pun intended, and it was fun to recapture. I'm going to review the movie a little bit later in this episode, so make sure you come back for that, or you can watch the archive of my review later. One of the good things about the Incredibles 2 taking so long is that the first Incredibles movie has been in heavy rotation for families all over the world since it came out originally. It's honestly my favorite movie in the Pixar lineup. I love the original Incredibles film, but a lot of superhero greatness has occurred since that. You know, it was a really big honor and a treat to see a little bit of the movie early because Disney came out to Vancouver and showed me some. And I also spoke with Ted Mathot, who is the story supervisor on the film. I loved that whole experience. Congratulations to Disney and Pixar. Very exciting news for The Incredibles, and I hope that this means that we're going to get more from this franchise. It looks like Lego is seeking a license to kill. The toy company is apparently going to create a line of officially licensed James Bond Lego sets. Late last week, they hinted as much on Twitter, saying that they've been thinking about creating special Secret Service models and ending with the hashtag license to build. This is almost certainly a reference to the James Bond franchise, which means we could be getting an official announcement very soon. The next James Bond movie lands in 2019. I predict it is going to happen. I think TT Games is, you know, they're based in the UK. They would love to do this. They set themselves up to do this with a lot of the LEGO Dimension stuff, like the Mission Impossible stuff that they did. I think we're going to get a LEGO James Bond video game in 2019. Are you guys psyched for that? I'm psyched for that. I think that'd be incredible. Imagine all the toys and the cars and the characters, Jaws and Oddjob. Oh my God, I'd love that. Another canceled TV show has been saved by online streaming. Netflix has stepped in to pick up the devilish series Lucifer for a 4th season, a month after Fox canceled the show. This comes just a few weeks after the science fiction series The Expanse was saved by another streaming giant, Amazon, after being canceled by the Sci-Fi Channel. The sci-fi and fantasy genres usually struggle on traditional television, but on streaming services the reverse is true, and they tend to be very popular. The launch date for the new season of Lucifer has yet to be announced. Congratulations to everybody that loves this show. I have not seen Lucifer, but I've heard good things. It's, of course, based on the DC Comics series of the same name, so it's one of the, you know, under the umbrella of all these DC TV shows that are out there. So congrats to everybody involved in that show. I believe they shoot that one in Vancouver as well. And you know, I know that it has lots of fans out there, and it's amazing what you know, fan petitions can do these days. And it's clear that a lot of these streaming services, they need these kind of, they need the buzz around saving these shows just as much as they need the buzz on brand new entities and new properties. You know, this is a great time to be a fan of cool sort of you know, niche-oriented television programming like this. And because it's coming to streaming in such a big way, now I'm very intrigued, and I'm going to try to make some time to see Lucifer, and I hope it's good. And over to another big streaming show, Star Trek Discovery is having a red alert behind the scenes. The series is going through a major shakeup as production begins on the second season. According to The Hollywood Reporter, showrunners Aaron Harberts and Gretchen Berg, who oversaw the first season, have been fired amidst disagreements with CBS over the budget. More disturbingly, there are also reports that they were emotionally abusive to the writing staff and other members of the crew, creating a bad working environment. The pair have been replaced by producer Alex Kurtzman, who will take over as showrunner. The second season is expected to begin airing in early 2019. Now, I know a lot of Star Trek fans out there, Blake Siefkin, do not like this show, and I get that, but I'm a fan of Battlestar Galactica more than I'm a fan of the you know, the early Star Trek stuff, and this kind of evokes a lot of the BSG kind of vibes. I enjoyed the first season, even though it was ridiculously violent and edgy and just sort of toyed with our emotions that way, but I thought there was some really good work done by the actors and some of the script stuff and some of the crazy, you know, fantasy-fueled science fiction stuff that we saw in there, and the effects were amazing. I'm looking forward to the second season. Alex Kurtzman's got a long career in sort of genre entertainment. Not all of it is universally praised, but yeah, it's if these guys were abusive to their team, that's crazy, and karma will get you. So I hope that the second season is bigger and badder and better, and the budget stuff gets all worked out, because clearly it's an important show to the CBS streaming service and to Star Trek fans, even if they hate it. And one last thing that I want to talk about too, because a lot of this movie news happened while we were at E3 or just before E3. Jeff Johns, who was sort of a key creative at DC Films and has been a huge writer on DC Comics and stuff, he started up his own production entity. He's going to be writing and producing stuff, and I think he's working on the Green Lantern Corps film for the DC Films enterprise, which, you know, fingers crossed for that. I'm a huge Jeff Johns fan. Jim Lee has taken over his position. I'm also a huge Jim Lee fan. And the other news that's starting to, not officially been confirmed, but it sounds like Ben Affleck is out as Batman, and that Matt Reeves, who's going to direct the new Batman movie, which will likely be a trilogy, is going for a younger actor. And I tweeted about this. I really hope they go for an unknown, in much the same way that Gal Gadot and Christopher Reeve impressed us in their roles, embodying these characters and making us totally believe in their characterizations. I want that out of our next Batman. I think that it would be foolish to try to cast a big star like Jake Gyllenhaal or even Armie Hammer, who I think would make a good fit. It would be great for these guys to just find us our Batman and make us believe in both the Bruce Wayne and the Batman performance of this characters, and make that Batman the most interesting character in the movie. Don't make it about the villains being the most interesting and Batman's just predictable and a cliche. Let's be surprised by the performance of this Batman. Okay, soapbox on Batman is off. Let's go back in time and take a look at this day in everything cool.